Hello valued viewers, I hope you're all doing very well. It's that time of the week. It's time for our live sea power battle. This is where we come home on a Thursday night from work and we get together and one of us has made a mission for the other ones to run. The guys who run it have no idea what to expect until game time, so we'll just react as best we can. Today it says Dancing with the Vampires, which is interesting because of course that is almost certainly going to be the Dance of the Vampires chapter from Red Storm Rising. Just to let you know viewers, we've already done this a few times. First on DCS, a one-to-one recreation of it. I'll link these in the video description if you want to see them. Again, but a 2020s variant in DCS, and again, a one-to-one style in Sea Power. And today is our fourth try, but with a twist on it. Fly, what's going on today?
So, you already noticed. This time we're playing Dancing with the Vampires. So this time we're playing the red side. We are attacking a carrier group instead of being a carrier group and defending. I took some creative decisions because of limitations, one of sea power and the other one because of video reasons. In the book, where stated that the aircrafts taking off are from the Kola Peninsula from 5 different airfields. We moved that 5 different airfields to Iceland itself, just because we don't want to have travel times of several hours, just to shorten the video a bit and keep it exciting. Other creative decision I made is, in the book, we have a French carrier within the group. We don't have that yet in the sea power. And because that one has only Crusaders, 8 of them on the deck in the book, I decided to take them out of the game because you have enough aircrafts on your 2 carriers in there. So situation, Comrade General. A large American carrier group is on the way to recapture Iceland. An hour ago, a ROSAT radar ocean reconnaissance satellite detected the group about 750 nautical miles away from Iceland. According to our information, the convoy is 24 ships strong, which includes 2 American carriers and several landing ships. We also know there are at least 2 Aegis-equipped frigates in there. Comrade General, your mission is to track down and stop the convoy, which means sinking at least the 2 carriers in the landing ships. We have 5 bases with, among other things, we have 12 backfire bombers each and multiple Tu-142 Bears. The KGB also provided us with information about the ships that might be involved. So first, you have your information about the stuff you have on your side today.
Roger, shall I start looking at the weapons and the aircraft, Fly?
Yes.
Okay, guys, we have Tu-22M2, so a modernised backfire, which was used in the book. What do we care about? It's got AS4s and AS4B. And AS4...
the AS4B is the land attack version, so you only go for the AS4.
Right, so it has a range of 300 nautical miles, which is pretty impressive. It's active radar homing. What a beast. And how many can it carry? 2? 2, I think, from memory.
3.
Okay,
Up to 3.
Okay, kitchens. All right, so we've got that. We've also got the reconnaissance version of the Bear, which is going to be probably our main asset to begin with. We've got Badgers Tu-16K, which have AS6 and AS2, or should I say AS6 and or AS2. AS6 is similar to the kitchen, I remember. AS2...
It's just a smaller one, yeah.
AS2 is the old Celt, isn't it? Or it's a similar... old
in the book we have for Celt, we have something similar, but in the book it was an jamming decoy. We don't have that in Sea Power yet. You can use the Badger if you want. You don't need to use it. I can give you that tip.
Roger. We've also got MPA. Now, that's interesting because I didn't know there was a version of the 142 that was MPA, so that's interesting. It has an AT2 and an RGB1. Can someone explain those weapons quick? Because I've never heard of those weapons.
Both anti-submarine torpedo, sonar buoys. For you interesting, it has a sophisticated surface search radar to find the group.
That's that. We've got SA5s protecting Iceland. I don't suppose that's going to be of relevance.
That's not really relevant. It's just there for the looks.
All right. So our job is to locate the carrier group and attack it. Is that right, Fly?
Yeah. The picture you have up there is basically your raw sat several hours ago. So assume the carrier moved some bit. Yeah. You maybe also want to look at the KGB info.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus
My
Christ.
only question, you said we don't need to use any aircraft that aren't long-range patrol. Are we restricted to not using them? Like if I wanted to set up cap rings
You
just
can do that.
outside of Iceland, can I do that?
You can do that. In the book, there are 29 stationed on Keflavik that did cover for the backfires when they got in and out of target zone. But you don't need them specifically. You can do that if you want.
Looks like we've got a very robust expeditionary strike group for the Americans.
Yeah. So the info also to explain for the viewers, I modeled the carrier group pretty darn unknown like in the book. It's a 24 ship strong. It's roughly between 24 and 30 ships in the book, including 9 anti-air frigates, 6 anti-submarine frigates, and the 3 carriers. We have 2 of them in our group. And also several landing ships, including the Saipan.
Welcome in, viewers. Here's our map. Here's Iceland. And if we remember from the book, the baddies, the Americans, are going to be somewhere around here. Guys, first thing, let's just get a rough position for the American scum pigs. From about here, they were, 850 nautical for what? What bearing?
It was about 800 for about 250, but given that there's been 2 or 3 hours since we last got a fix on them, why don't we put the marker around 700?
Yeah, that works. How many hours fly since we got the intel?
From takeoff of the bombers to 2 to 3 hours.
3 hours, so 3 hours.
So maybe about 90 miles.
Yeah, okay, so not so somewhere in there probably. He's somewhere in there. And realistically, we know he's going to be coming east, so it's probably that segment there. Right, we've got that, guys. Let's have a look at what we've got. Some SAM sites, fine, whatever, and a bunch of air bases. Airbase 1 has, very quickly, 8 IL-2 ASW guys, MiG-23 fighter bombers, 24 of, MiG-25 Foxbats PD, so a bunch of Foxbats, MiG-27 floggers, fighters, P-42, Su-15 light bomber, non-guided missile anti-ship, guided missile anti-ship, long-range recon. What was that? What was the badge?
Maritime Patrol.
Maritime Patrol. Yep, so that's something we wanted to, and a bunch of helicopters. Okay, fine, lots of big quantities. And let me have a check out what I got here. Probably the same.
All the airfields have the same.
All right, we've got a repeat. That's it. We're ready to go. Pony, I'm sure you're full of ideas, being a clever young man. What do you think? What do you want up first?
The 95 RT's up. I want to do basically 4 spokes out from the wheel. So 1 to the south, 1 to the east, and then 2 kind of in the middle of those 2.
Jeez, we've got 30. Do you just want 4?
In each flight, we'll do two planes.
Can you explain why you go with 95 and not with 142?
We'll get those up also, but I want to get 95s and then the 142s up.
Roger. What next?
So then 4 flights of 142s. Let's do 2 up in each flight.
Roger.
Then once we get our recon up, we'll worry about getting bombers up maybe about a half hour or an hour into the game time.
Oh, it's fine, sorry. All right, guys. I've got 8 Tu-95 RTs on the way, and what was it? And 8 MPA aircraft. I've got a bit of a cold coming on, viewers, so you're going to have to ignore me for being funny today. Pony, I've got 3 bases doing nothing. Do you want anything else up?
Not right now. We'll prioritize those other 3 bases for getting the bombers up so that they're not clobbered.
All right. I don't want to waste viewers' time, so I'm going to speed it up, and you essentially tell me when to stop. It's going to be a long time before anything happens, obviously. All right, viewers, let's go and have a look at some aeroplanes. We have a Tu-95 long-range recon aircraft with a thumping great radar on. In the book, if you remember, viewers, I think it was 6 of these were in a big horseshoe shape around here, like a massive 800-mile radius, and they used their ELINT detection of the carrier group to triangulate the position of the carrier group.
Let's go ahead and take the first 95 flight and set them due south at a range of about 400 miles.
Roger. So that's about there. Do you want radar straight on? We're not hiding, are we?
Yeah, that's fine. And then put them up at max altitude.
Yep.
Send those guys due east, same range. Next one's about 210, so about there where your mouse is.
Yep.
And then the next one's basically down 260, so along the datum line there.
Roger, Pony Wony. We've got the 142s coming out. Where do you want to put them, or do you want them to loiter, or what do you want to do?
Let's just do the same lines.
Okay, I'm gonna work
and
on
we
it.
can adjust them once they get out there.
All right, so that guy there. I'm gonna go that guy there. I'm gonna go that guy there. That guy there. I'm gonna go back and do the radars afterwards. That way there. Right, better go and start doing some radars. So you, already done. You, all set up. Go Soviets.
So while you're waiting for your recon results, it's worth actually zooming in on those Tu-95s. They are beautifully modelled, even to crew positions. I'd love to know if anybody knows what there's 2 crew members in the back end of that tail.
They were.
One's a gun.
Yeah, one's a gunner, but what's the other guy?
If it's got bubble windows, so it's going to be. They're usually submarine spotters with bubble windows.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what you get in a PBY, right?
Yeah, T-95 though, it's a search for maritime. I'm wondering if it's a rear-facing radar. He looks as if he's looking down into some sort of screen.
Yeah, agreed. I don't know. Yes, that's a fair comment. See what the viewers think, guys.
Okay. Cap, you asked what they did in the book. In the book, they had multiple badges, as we said, in a horseshoe around Iceland, because they know they want to recapture it, yeah. When they got the satellite image, as I made you, where roughly the carrier is, yeah. Also, the Americans known that the satellite flies over, so of course they changed course just after the satellite flown over. So the bears needed to first find the carrier. They did that by actually locating the E2 Hawkeyes that are most certainly close with the carrier group, because the carrier group didn't emit at any rate in the book.
Oh, I remember now, yeah.
But they had 2 Hawkeyes in the air, but both of course emitted, and by that the bears triangulated where the Hawkeyes are, and then got closer, and in the last possible time they turned on their big bulge radar on the bear to locate exactly where the carrier group is and get the target information to the bike fighters.
Roger, guys. Interestingly, in my book I'm reading at the moment, 1986, a year after Clancy published his top-ranking book, Red Storm Rising, my submarine commander who wrote the book was in America at what he describes as a semi-open war game, which is where naval officers would get together and do a big war game, but it wasn't kind of classified as such, and so some non-military personnel could come, and at the big war game was Tom Clancy, who was researching the war game to write his second book, which was an interesting bit of history, guys.
A lot of these missions in the book are developed from the war games Clancy had with the naval officer whose name's off.
There was a naval officer who got him the idea, or I think who was the programmer for the first Harpoon game, and Clancy got the idea for the book with him together, and the book Red Storm Rising he developed actually by playing war games basically with that guy, and they did basically back and forth how the NATO and Warsaw Pact would probably act in a World War III type of engagement without nuclear weapons.
Did you guys also know that there were Soviet submarines in the 1980s with titanium pressure hulls rather than steel?
Yep.
I just found that, and it allowed them to dive 3 times as deep as the American vessels, equivalent vessels. That's crazy. Yes, we're reaching our steer points now, Pony. Do you want to keep pushing further?
Yes, please.
Stand by.
And we can take the southern 142s and send them due east from their current location.
East or west?
Sorry,
yeah,
west.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I'm getting fly on my directions here.
Only's only used to starboard, really, let's face it. It's left, right, east and west, you know.
Hey, I know to myself, I stopped being nice.
Right. Here we go. Pause. We got it. They're very large. That's them. That's the ships. Found. Right, guys.
So let's draw about a 200-mile circle around them.
2 radius or diameter?
The radius.
Radius. That's a 400 diameter thing. Right.
And I don't want any of our recon planes to go any closer than the edge of that circle.
Do you want to stop me? Do you you want me to start putting the recons on the edge of that circle, or what?
Yeah, let's just pepper around the edge of that circle with all of them.
I'm working on it.
And once we get that set up, then we can start launching bombers.
What's the risk of them sending Tomcats out?
At 200 miles, I don't know.
The problem is also sea power. They probably launch an are within launching E2s, but I noticed that in sea power they are not quite in the game of doing attacks or defensive attacks. They more are on the aggressive attacks if you have any surface vessels in.
Well, we ain't got none of them, and here they are popping up. Look at those big bulge radars, smashing them out. I'm going to start designating. In the meantime, what about attacking units? Are we ready to start mobilizing attacking units?
Yeah, I want to get up all of the 22 M2s, and then we'll start worrying about the 16 kilos.
Right. I'm going to get that done, so stand by as I get that done.
So intel-wise, folks, what intel do we have on the actual surface types that are in there? Tycho?
Virginia and Long Beach.
So we would be able to cross-reference that with our own Soviet information as to approximate ranges those guys can hit out to, yeah?
Yeah, but the Long Beach has, I can't remember which one it is, but it can reach out quite a...
I've got a question. We have to think about the loadouts here. We've got anti-ship long range, and anti-ship heavy, so that's 1, 2 or 3 missiles. We've got 800 miles to go, well 500 miles to go. Does anyone any stipulations?
I can tell you can go with the heavy. You could fly far further than you need to.
Roger, heavy.
Yeah, heavy's fine.
That's my tip.
So I think the one you're thinking about, Pony, is the Vim 66 SM2. That's SM2, isn't it? It's about 90-mile range on that.
The Long Beach I chose for this game as the RIM 67B.
Yes, that's the SM1 ER. It's the SM1 extended range.
Yeah. So what, 130 miles?
20. No, I've got 12 times 4 is 48. Wow, 48 backfires coming out. Most of them with 3 weapons, some of them with 2 weapons. That's an awful lot.
Once they get airborne, I'd like to keep them as low as possible for as long as possible before we pop them up and start firing.
Cap, count that by 3 and you know how many missiles you will fire.
All the missiles. Now, if we're going to send them low, do I have to worry about fuel consumption?
Ordinarily, I'd say yes, but I'm going to take a very Soviet commander attitude on this.
It'll tell me, won't it? It'll tell me anyway, so I'm not too concerned.
Yes.
All right. Let's see what the baddies are doing. Buzzing around in their silly helicopters, not doing anything useful.
And pause. I just kind of want to get a sense of where I think they would structure their formation.
Oh, I already know. If you look at the carriers, they're here. No,
yeah, well, I'm just thinking undoubtedly, like, if we're thinking where Fly's going to set up his strongest defensive ring, right? So, thinking about attack vectors for the for the 22s.
I think we may need some more info, Pony. I think we may need to get a bay a little bit closer, because we know there's 24 vessels, but we haven't got 24 pings. So I say we get everyone ran in horseshoe and send a couple in, just to get a little bit more information. So we're doing horseshoe around here, and that is what they did in the book as well, viewers, but it was much further out because they had to worry more about Tomcat strikes and stuff. Obviously, we don't have to worry about that so much.
Yeah, so let's send one in from each group. We've got 2 in each flight right now, so we can
I'm just going to start setting the Tu-22s on their way. I'll put them on a non-vector, so I'll put them just roughly towards the hostiles.
So you send one on a hostile mission. What's a Soviet strategy of your combat general?
Yes, see, there's your problem. Look, we're burning almost all of our fuel going low. Do you see what I'm saying here? So we've just...
Yeah, we can send them. Yeah, let's keep them on MCON then, but just send them up.
Okay, I give you a little tip, guys. You want them being very fast and very high to get that 300 nautical mile range.
Yeah, we've just figured that out. I'll go back
and it's a 300 nautical mile range. You don't need to be cautious about the air defense of a fleet itself for the backfires. Little off the box here for Cap and the viewers. I'm more concerned about how Cap's PC will handle just about 150 missiles. Of course, even my PC had troubles with that.
Yeah, it's already struggling.
So, Fly, you were saying earlier, before we started shooting, that recon would be a specific element in the game here. Do you think we've got all the information we need now? I mean, Cap's making some very intelligent guesses about where
he's doing good guesses, but I'm wondering how he see it once after the game we look at the group itself, what he thinks. Actually, I'm more interested about how ponies say how I set the group up, because that's the only thing I got no information out of the book, how exactly they did the formation.
Yeah, I had to make some assumptions as well.
Yeah.
I did mine.
I have actually managed to get a PDF
of
Larry Bond's original game design.
Wow.
One of 3 games they played of Flight of the Vampires. Now, weirdly enough, they could play the board game. They had exactly the same issues with the board game as we're having with the simulator. It kept coming up with different results. But we had the actual formation that they took 2 hours. I think there was 3 or 4 people playing blue side, as it were, the ships. It took 2 hours to design by professionals and gifted, should we say, amateurs.
Right, guys, I'm going to send our first lonesome in. I'm going to ask him to leave formation, and I'm going to send him in to 150 miles. Let's see if we can pick up some more vessels, shall we?
Yeah.
And we'll do another one here.
I wonder what Toland is right now doing on the carrier group. That's the character in the book who's in the carrier group fleet.
Wasn't he spewing up?
Huh?
Wasn't he being sick?
Toland wasn't sick, but I think he was very, very nervous, and you remember in the book they fooled the Americans by putting decoys out, and all the cack of the fleet arm was actually jumping on them and thought, hey, we completely destroyed all the backfires. Just seconds after, told them was there's something wrong, and then the vampires were called and they got in trouble.
Yeah, I think they had Badger's blinders and backfires. I don't think we've got the blinders in game, have we? So I think it was it's a long time since I read the book.
Yeah.
I think it was the blinders that actually released the decoys.
And then it was the Badgers who released the Celts.
Agreed.
And the Badgers were on the RTB run, so the Badgers were on the way back, and when they got seen by ferry flight of F-15s, they called to the AVAX, so the ferry flight, and the AVAX was completely confused because they were like, wait, why there are Badgers in the different directions that completely not fit?
Badgers were going away from the fleet at that point, so they thought it was still coming in.
They had 3 squadrons on the way in, all fired by Phoenix, and the last squadron then got close in to fire by Fox 2s, and then noticed, wait, we firing in on decoys here. And then they noticed, God, we did a mistake. So all the Tomcats in the air by then had depleted the Phoenix, and they had suddenly, from a different attack vector, the backfires coming in.
Absolutely. Might be worth, Cap, just putting a couple of your recon assets behind the fleet as well, just to see if there's any trailers back there.
Roger. Wilco.
It's a big old fleet. It's a big old... I think Larry Bond actually says that the smallest raid the Americans thought would come in on these sort of convoys was at least 3 regiments of 27 aircraft.
Also note, interesting in the book were the point in the book where 140 kitchens were coming in onto the fleet, and the Aegis, as also described in the book, was actually really meant for this type of engagement, right? To shoot down the incoming missiles. The problem for the Aegis is it only had 93 missiles in their launchers to work with, and there are 140 missiles in. And in the book, they say the Aegis isn't programmed to handle or think about that. So they end up with still like 80 missiles coming in after the Aegis engaged the missiles and depleted their missiles. And after that, all the other ships started to attack.
Yeah, I think it's the Ticonderoga just being a plume of smoke for like a nautical mile. There's all these 90-odd missiles.
The great thing, and I will show that
they're like shipwreck missiles.
We will see that after the mission. We change the mission to blue side and look at the blue fleet.
Okay, we're getting some pretty good information now, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. We're 19 ships, 5 to go. And look, there we go. 20 ships, and you can see, so there's 4 to go, and we can see that's the cluster. There's your carrier, LHA, and there's your ring of nuclear cruisers. There will be, next ring, your Ticonderogas, next ring, your frigates out there. So we've got a pretty good, and I'm not sure what the picket line out there is, but they're large.
Probably the OHPs.
OHP picket line, yeah. So we know how Fly thinks. I'm pretty sure we're getting a good idea. But yeah. So that's good information.
I need to shut my mouth here right now.
Now it has very nearly duplicated what it took 3 experts, if you like, in the field to do 2 hours of gaming for. It's just about duplicate the formation, including the OHP screen out the front.
Yeah, so what I want to do with the 22s is actually bring them around from the southwest.
Ah, okay.
In order to attack.
So all the way down here, how confident are you that we've got the fuel for that?
Tony, quick question, you are not in the stream, right?
That's
What's
our
that?
fuel,
Yeah.
Pony.
You are not in the stream, right? Not in the chat?
No, I'm watching it.
Okay, don't do that.
I'm just worried that if we go all the way around there and then come back there and come that way, we're out of fuel, because that's our fuel line there.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But if it were for me, I would go that entrance there. It's not.
So what I'm looking at is you've got a smaller wall coming that way, but you have even less from the south, right?
Yes, you do. One less cruiser.
Maybe the southeast. We'll have better range from the southeast.
Southeast.
Yeah.
I said we'd probably do it from the. We could probably fuel ways. So if we came 100 miles out, how long are these missiles? They're
300 miles. So if we fire at the 200-mile range, we give ourselves 100 miles.
200 miles. So you want me to start vectoring them there, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, I'll get on it now.
So just as an observation point, you've got a couple of strategies you could do here. You can either try and fan your missiles out with a central impact point. Is it going to make a difference? Is the slew rate on those launches actually going to slow down firing? Or you can just literally whack them in as Pony's decided from just one point.
Well, that's kind of our marshalling point. We'll figure out an actual.
I think what Davros is saying.
Don't forget, you haven't got too much fuel to muck around with for marshalling purposes. I would start sending to the points you want in groups now.
So we've got 2 options, really, realistically. One is all attack from there, or one is half attack from there, half attack from a mirror up there. And that's the other idea, isn't it, guys? To split the arm launchers.
Third idea is you can actually fan them all the way.
Oh, all the way around.
Yeah.
Whether it makes a difference, I don't know.
No idea, guys. It's so hard to say.
I did some testing. I don't say you, but I tell you later.
I'd probably do it all from one direction, to be honest.
Yeah, you tend to overload the.
Yes. Yeah, you tend
the ability for the defenses to take them all out.
Also, in DCS, the missiles start upsetting radars because you've got 1,000 missiles overlapping each other. That may not be the same in this game. But should we do that then, Pony? Should we stick to that plan?
I'd say that your DCS experience comes in here, doesn't it?
Oh, well, it may be completely bullshit with this, but yeah. All right.
The only other thing is you are going to have to do them as individual planes to get your time on targets off. Because if you do them as groups, you will probably only get the lead of the group firing.
So I've got to do 48 aircraft.
No. If you double click on the group in the upper left and tell it to fire from up there, right click on the group in the upper left. Then it should work.
One thing that's annoying me slightly is we're still 4 vessels short. I wonder where those other ones are and what they would be, and why they're not being picked up by a radar.
Could just be everything's so packed together, and we're still 150 miles away.
Maybe set some up as plane guards.
Russian satellite operator like vodka.
Yodka. Now, I wonder how different this would be sort of to the real thing, because in real thing, the first thing they'd be doing is sending their Tomcats out. They had 40 Tomcats? I've forgotten.
They had, I think, 3 complete wings of F-14s.
Right, but...
So about 36.
And also a wing of Crusaders, but they had them also only as top cover.
Yeah, why don't we take that northern 95 and move it another 50 miles closer?
This one here?
That one there, yeah.
Roger, yeah. So what's the range? 130 on the SM-1ER, something like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's Cap. Yeah, normally I expected him to send a 1 MiG-25 reconnaissance, just...
That's what I would do. Mark 2.5,
Blackbird style
baby.
over it.
Yeah. Boom. Picture taken. Send the friggin' ballistic missiles over.
So can you guys quickly explain me where you think which type of ships is?
Okay, so
where?
I would say you've got your carrier contingent there, so carriers and LHAs. This is if I was setting it out. This is literally how I did it on DCS. There's our other one.
Mm-hmm.
You're kind of where I'm there. I can't remember. There was like 4 or 5 or something like that. Yeah. Then a ring, I would probably be your nuclear cruisers, your Virginia, your Long Beach. Then the next ring would probably be your oil-powered cruisers, Ticonderoga, and the other one I can't remember. And then you pick it when you start getting far out, and you pick it, probably frigates and destroyers. Guys, let's start talking about how we're going to, because we know we're not going to find opposition, how we're going to do the targeting per se. Do I just spread each flight on a different interior unit?
I would take each flight and target one unit, and then, of course, they're active radar missiles, so they'll go ahead and lock on to whatever we don't tell them at the end anyway.
Read the mission briefing quickly.
2 mile spread.
So your mission objectives are the carriers and the landing ships.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. The center of gravity for the enemy is all that. We got to take out the
7 landing ships. There's 7 landing ships.
So we target what's in the middle there, but...
Fly, I mean, there's a tiny chance that Fly doesn't know anything about ships, and he might have put the landing ships at the back here, but he does know about ships, and he knows not to do that. So these will be ASW around here. We're getting there, guys. We're nearly there. We'll get there. We'll marshal there. We'll do our double checks, and then we'll start sending them in. Let's see our fuel loads. So TU, yeah. Great bombers.
Naval question for you. Atlantic transit at 30 knots. How long is it going to take you?
30 knots, about 5 days.
So I think in the book it says that these regiments have like a 2 or 3 turnaround time. So if they do a big raid like this, they have to get back, be maintained, be refueled, be rearmed, and then it takes them, and obviously get more information about where the target is. So essentially, if you're actually flying all the way from the Kola Peninsula, about 2,000 miles, you're getting
it's a day's worth of flying.
Maybe do 2 raids in the transit time. Probably 1 raid in actual fact, because you only go to Iceland, which is halfway across.
In the book, they needed to do they were on the edge of their range with air refueling 2 times in between. So they did 1 refueling on the way and 1 on the way back. And later, actually, in the book, the Tomcats from Britain achieved to shoot down many of the backfires refuelers, and so the backfires couldn't operate anymore towards Iceland.
I never understood. I also remember reading the book that they were refueled, but I don't get it, because the bomber air wings that were airborne, some of them were like 80 bombers for an attack, for an air wing. To refuel a bomber this size, you need, a tanker per bomber. That means you need 80 refueling aircraft in the air and organised. No one could do that. The Americans can't do that. So how could the Soviets have done that?
Sorry, just real quick. The flights of 22s that are coming in that are to the north, that are trailing kind of the main pack there, let's have them hang off there to the east.
So using the middle of the targets as your bullseye, 90 degrees to
just thinking that gives us 2 attack vectors.
I need to say, Cap, I hope that will in future updates of Sea Power they fix that. But in my testing, I had a mission where I fight a Russian versus an American carrier group, and that Russian carrier group launched all the planes and actually used pretty good tactics on me,
Ah, how interesting.
And 2 days later, I did this exact same mission, and the carrier launched not a single plane, and only its escort launched a helo.
Weird, because I've been told obviously the same thing, that the carriers now work, so I've been planning to redo my carrier versus carrier battles based on that idea. So I'm hoping they work, but not work?
Sometimes they work and sometimes they don't.
That could be embarrassing for me.
Yeah.
Alright.
That's also a problem when we do the community fleet battles, because the people who put actually carrier into their fleets, depending on their luck, Either the carriers launch their arc wings.
We can't allow that, obviously, can we? If the carriers launch, they'll have to forfeit and rejig their thing. I was supposed to have started that 2 weeks ago, but I've just got so many requests, and every time a request comes in, it's like, oh fuck yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
Maybe we pile on the requests and start with the community fleet battles.
I'm just trying to catch up. I am confident I'll catch up because there's only so much stuff I can show. So that's why I'm doing 12 videos a week at the moment, just trying to get the bastards out and finally catch up. And it's like, right, let's start this damn competition with a clean sheet or a more or less clean sheet. So, but I don't know, I might be wrong about that.
Let's go ahead and start our attack.
I was going to have a slight change to get the best time on target possible. I was going to get all flights moving in the right direction, so they're all moving in the right direction. So timings will be the best we can, and then pause, and then set the attack. That's I think most efficient, guys. All right, I'm going to get that underway now. So,
however, the buttons need to be pushed.
Yeah, so I've got to push those buttons. I'm awfully worried my computer's about to crash, so I'm just speeding it right down to 1. Right, guys.
Just don't forget to just only target like some ships. You need to really focus a bunch of ships.
Right, I'm just going to start getting guys heading in the right way. It's my first objective. Alright, now I've got them all to go in the right direction. I'll just let them do that, let them get in the right direction. Give them a few minutes.
So, what's your launch point going to be, Cap?
They are already all in the range.
It'll be as soon as they're all facing the right direction, I'll just fire. Like they are now, pretty much. Right.
Yeah, let's launch the southern guys first.
Alright, guys. I'm going to pause so it'll all go simultaneously, basically. Right, so what I was planning to do, guys, is double-click that, right-click that, engage with AS. I'm going to launch on this bottom one here. We'll slowly work our way through the target. So I'm going to hit here, engage with... Sorry, it's taking ages to viewers, but we just want to get it right like that. Okay, I'm going to go like that and just watch and see what falls off the planes. It's only one flight.
Where does that bit out?
Yeah, that worked. Pause. Okay, guys, we're going to continue in that vein now. So, flight 2, engage with... This game's so complex. Like that. 4. Check. Next. Check. Engage with AS4. 4. I'm going to go there. There.
Damn it, your counting was perfect for the inner group.
It really wasn't X4. Engage with 4. There. Right, guys. Are you ready to unpause and crash the computer and make a black hole in the universe? Because here it comes. 3, 2, 1. So how many missiles is this going to drop?
You have 48 bombers, each between 2 and 3 missiles. So it's around 130 missiles.
Roger. That's a lot of missiles, guys. Plus, how many hundreds are about to get shot up of from the...
The answer is yes, Cap.
Yes. Does anyone have any argument for me to put the cheat mode on so I can go and watch the hostiles but not actually affect them?
That's okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I forgot you were going to use that, so that's fine. 96 odd missiles going in at the moment. Slightly less because...
Okay, because it doesn't matter now, Fly. We've shot our shot, so it doesn't matter if we know. Right.
So now I can start explaining a bit, yeah? So, we have the inner group with the Terror landing ship, what is the head of the landing group, and the 2 aircraft carrier. The Nimitz should be the east one, the west one should be the Forrestal. The CV-60 Saratoga. Right next to them, around there, where you expected there would be the nuclear escorts, are actually all the landing ships.
Okay, that works for me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And around that are all the anti-air frigates. There are 9 of them, and they're mixed diesel-fueled and nuclear. And actually, south, where we wanted to attack from, Pony, are the Long Beaches.
Yeah, that's fair. I kind of figured they were going to be down there because they've got the range on their missiles, so why put them way up north?
Yeah.
They're not going to use their missiles against the land.
Alright, well, the important thing is we're meant to be taking down carriers and LHAs, and we shot at carriers and LHAs, so we made the right decisions, guys, which is good.
Yep, we only need this now to get your missiles through.
Yeah.
Cap, have a look on the Long Beach. Of course, I know from the testing they will fire first, that's true.
Did you say they were at the front?
No, there are the Spurrants and the OHPs.
Where's the Long Beach?
They're the southwest in the anti-air circle. So very.
I'll click until I find. There we go. Long Beach. I am a Long Beach Sea Cube. Right. So these are the 1980s fits. So SM1ER. Was their giant fat man magazine.
That radar is going to get overloaded with all those missile trails going near it.
130 missile trails plus shadows from the planes.
What I like actually on the Long Beach, they don't need, so if they get frontal attack, they don't need to turn into fire with both launchers, because they have both launchers on the front.
Now here's something interesting, guys, that I didn't know. The original variant, when it came out, used a phased array radar, hence this big blocky piece of crap here, and they just found it didn't work very well, so they should replace it with a traditional 3D radar up here for the 1980s fit. Was anyone aware of that?
That was first gen phased array radars,
Yeah, so that radar on top is the 48, and still to this day, I will take a 48 over the spy radar on a Arleigh any day.
You're going to upset a lot of valued viewers there because they think SPY-1 is the best thing ever.
Personal experience, it outperforms spy on a lot of days.
The guy uses the damn thing.
Yeah, you don't argue about Navy stuff with a Navy guy,
Spruance is not firing. Long Beach?
Long Beach himself.
I know. Long Beach is firing. No, Tycho's firing. No, OHP's firing. What is it?
OHP.
That's an OHP's firing. How's an SM1 firing? That can't be right.
Because he's like 40 miles in front of the main group circle.
Oh, Long Beach is great. We're going at. He's going at it. Yep. Careful not to affect him.
Of course, it's not about where the missile is. It's about the intercept point, right? So.
Yes, that's an interesting point. Yeah.
It's going to be awesome, isn't it? It's range, it's fire rates.
People ask me for boom boom. I give them boom boom.
You are going to give them boom boom. That's right, Fly. Well done. You are. I can't get over how massively separated these carrier groups are. 40 miles, and that's true. Book says 40 miles. That's immense. Imagine station keeping over 40 miles.
Actually, in the book, it was not stated 40 miles, but I assumed that the anti-sub circle would be far ahead of a carrier group and the main convoy to keep submarines good away from a main group. Also, I don't know, Pony, you need to tell me, that convoy of so many escorts and landing ship and carriers, make a lot of noise,
Yeah.
Can you even find a submarine close by that?
Ooh.
That's part of the reason you'd want your formation so spread out.
Yes. Yeah. Do you remember I did that video on noise pollution against submarines? And it's a real thing, guys. Here we go.
Comrade, we're losing missiles.
I'm surprised it dived so early. We really are losing missiles.
60,000, I think.
OHP is still got missiles. Long Beach has still got missiles. Long Beach has still got missiles. Let's see what else we got. Tycho's now firing. No, whatever's that. What the hell was that? Spruance?
Spruance.
That's Spruance here.
It's Tycho. We are losing missiles. Wasn't quite the time on target perfection I wanted, but never mind. And they are all old arm launch. I know it's Aegis, which is great, but they are very low rate fire.
I also can tell you in all my testing, okay, I had 50 bombers, but hey, in all my testing, all the times the missiles got through.
Virginia.
At least a good portion of them.
Virginia's going.
Oh, talk about spoilers, Fly.
Yeah, that was a bit annoying, Fly. Right.
If you look in the book, and I put it pretty good on the book, you just roughly have a good amount of missiles to intercept on the blue fleet. And that's counting with 100% success rate of intercept.
Wow, they're going nuts now. Virginia, look, just smashing every port out. Everything. Fire the everything button. He's choosing his naval gun. He's using his naval gun. What a knob. It's going like 2,000 knots.
If you get desperate, you're using everything you had.
Jesus, we just picked Aegis apart. I mean, we've probably lost a lot of missiles, but we've just picked Aegis apart, guys. That is going to upset a lot of Booingtons, by the way.
So the only thing Larry Bond would have done differently to you folks is he would have had that convoy at a 45-degree angle, so they would actually get their CIWS in as well.
It's probably difficult, though, turning that many ships, right?
Apparently they can do it. 45 to 45, 45 to 45.
The thing is, if we actually were in control of a carrier group, we could do that. The problem is the AI just doesn't do that.
Yeah, you noticed. You noticed that as well.
We see what's coming out.
Hey, he's turning, to be fair. One down.
Yes.
I am exploding. Oh
one.
No! Oh no, it's Big Mama! Not anyone but Mama!
That's the limits.
It's the Sarah.
It's the Sarah?
Look where the island is.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's the Sarah. No, the Sarah!
Correction, it was the Sarah.
2,000 pounds of water.
Oh, the crew there! Oh, the crew there!
Oh, the entire flight deck crew now.
Damage. Whoa, we missed one. Yeah, I'll turn in, look. That's kudos to them. Saipan evasion. Evade this.
Also in the book, the Nimitz was heavily damaged and needed to go to port. The Saratoga survived, the Saipan not.
And the Foch gets sunk as well.
Yeah, the Foch also sunk.
Yeah, well, it's French, that doesn't matter.
She didn't run away.
I really need to control myself to not make another French joke.
Didn't run away, that's important first. Smashy boom boom.
Steam, Bennett.
Let off some steam. High pressure steam pipes. Bless them, they've tried.
The thing is actually when you look how many missiles are still inbound.
Yeah, we've only just scratched the surface there, guys. Oh, we killed this guy by accident. We accidentally killed a Virginia, or wherever the hell that is.
It was a Virginia.
Sorry. You weren't intended as a target.
Usually issue with active homers, I think. Yeah.
It's about the same efficacy of defense I had when I ran this on my own version. Basically, loads got through, like 90% got through. I think it struggles, I think CPAL struggles with this many weapons.
No, the Saratoga's down.
Oh, there goes the Saipan.
Oh, the Saipan. The Nimitz is still. Oh no, there's two coming into
hit.
the Nimitz. Nimitz hit.
Well, you've outplayed Larry Bond.
I have outplayed Larry Bond. Larry Bond can suck my fat one because we've just friggin'. Oh, an atomic blast! An atomic blast went off!
And I loaded some of. So
was that a Long Beach? Was that the nuclear reactor?
The reactor just went.
Oh,
wow!
No,
Wow!
Guys, that is a landing ship. Some of the landing ships have ammunition on board and stuff.
Were they bringing tactical nukes with them?
No, that was just like, let's say, around 10,000 pounds of TNT and ammunition worth.
Jesus.
8 Moabs on board?
It really went off, guys.
Some sort of.
So if you've got 10,000 tons of TNT equivalent
10
on the ship,
kilotons.
that goes up. Yeah, it's equivalent to 10 kilotons. Right? That has to go up.
That's so cool. That's model, guys. So auxiliary vessels go up like that.
That's cool. All the freighters in game, you can say, hey, they have loaded that, or that. And on most of that ships, I put military cargo in.
Military cargo, big
explosive
booms.
stuff.
That was exciting. That was, oh dear, look at that.
Lots of stuff that goes with yeah.
I just wonder what would have happened in the... It's just so many weapons, guys. It's so many weapons. DCS, we get the same result if we're using 1980s vessels days, not 2020s. 1980s vessels, you get the same. You throw 100 missiles at something, it overwhelms them and 90% get through. It's the same as this game. Now, how accurate is that to real life? Well, we never got to find out, obviously, luckily, but...
There's,
Well, Cap, I can tell you that in real life, the most terrifying thing that a naval officer can think of, especially in the Pacific, is the PRC H6 train coming out with all of the sunburns on board.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Empire's inbound.
Yeah, when you call vampires, I think anyone on the ship has shit in it.
Let's take a Mark III.
The thing is, there's an interesting mark in the book. When the Nimitz was attacked, yeah, there were two kitchens coming in from behind the ship, after the ship, and the sea is programmed to attack the most hostile missile. Yeah. Problem is, the sea got confused because both kitchens come in simultaneously, and the sea couldn't decide which one and got on target 0, and didn't engage at all. Found that interesting theory, if, like, you know. if you overwhelm the system just shuts down and reboots.
So you can see Aegis is taking him down.
On this. Falklands, HMS Coventry, I think, had 2 Skyhawks come in from the bow. Seawolf should have been able to take both of them out, decided you couldn't actually engage either.
Oops. Oh, shit.
Yeah, we didn't have the greatest defence in 1982. Budget cuts and all, you know. We should have had standard missiles, we should have had AWACS.
Or it just decided to...
Going for the Nimitz.
That wasn't interesting. Yeah, interesting.
I changed my mind, Bennett.
That's an active foaming, huh?
Yeah. Oh, nuke! Nuke just went up.
Nimitz again. That's another ammunition ship going up.
Oh, I think we've crashed. I think we've finally done it, guys. Finally killed it.
Give it a second or so, and maybe click off your screen.
I've got hourglass of death, guys. But luckily, it crashed at a good time. When a friggin' not a nuclear blast, but you know what I mean, a nuclear-sized blast. Okay, we did kill the computer in the end. I know I need to get a better one, but luckily, it was literally the last few missiles coming in. So the big man upstairs helped us out with that one. Thank you very much. That was it. I enjoyed that. We planned it. We got 24 recon aircraft of different types into position. We found where they were pretty easily. We got 48 bombers, nearly time on target. I made some errors, but that. And we fired 100, I don't know, Flight tells me 130 or something vampires in, and they just had a good shot at it. It probably shot 50 down, 60 down, but 130 minus 50 or 60 got through, and that's it. Your carriers are all dead.
I need to say I'm happy with the time frame, because we are just above an hour into mission. And you guys nuked the group, so you actually did better as the book.
Yes. Yeah, and we didn't even need any decoys, but that said, the decoys were for the Tomcats, weren't they? The decoys were there in the book to get rid of the Tomcats, and then the 70 backfires came around the other direction and did the shot. So we were doing the equivalent of the backfire attack with less backfires but more missiles per backfire, so it worked out about the same as that. Cool. Comments from the other 2 boys?
It was fun.
I'm happy with the results. Of course, this one will end up also on our Discord. Once the video is out, you can download the mission there and play it on your own and try to get the same result as Benny and Cap.
Roger, viewers, just to reiterate, we can't upload to Steam. It won't upload the INI files for some reason. I don't know, whatever, firewall or something. So we put them on our Discord. Go in there, just sign up for the Discord, just prove you're a human. And Steam, what is the Sea Power missions? Go in there and you'll see everything freely available. I hope you enjoyed it otherwise, and auf Wiedersehen.